my slide is on implementing dual language immersion. There are three factors that are really key components to any dual language immersion program, and they are the parents of the students who are in the um, the teacher who is teaching the program, and of course the students who are participating in the program. Um, Really, it all boils down to these three groups of people um, in order for it to have success. There are lots of resources that can help implement a good dual language immersion program, but um, these three groups of people are responsible to make sure that it all goes well. Okay, so in the readings we learned about two different concepts, translanguaging and code switching. Translanguaging is the planned use of two languages in the same lesson. So basically, the teacher would go up and maybe lecture in Spanish a little bit, and then maybe ask questions in English a little bit later, just depending on the lesson plan and what subject, and yeah. And then code switching is a cue to tell students when to move from one language to another. So it could be a nonverbal cue, it could be, a sign, or it could be, you know, maybe like a little chant. It could really be anything. Um, the teacher could start talking in English instead of in Spanish. It's just basically a way for the teacher to tell his students that it's time to transition between Spanish to English, or vice versa. So there are 5 more success criteria that I would like to talk about. Um, they are the administrative and home support. So like the principal and of course the parents. Those are some key factors in implementing dual language. Um, School environment, it has to be kind of trustworthy, and there has to be um, signs both in English and Spanish, so that um, you know bilingual students who are working on their language development are able to differentiate and kind of learn based off of that. The school environment should be welcoming and not discriminating towards these students. Um, then there's also the factor of high quality instruction personnel, so teachers, they have to have specific training, um, and there are certain guidelines or criteria that they have to follow in order to make sure that they're high enough quality to perform at the peak capacity so that students can learn. Professional development, which again ties into the teachers and their instruction, and then instructional design of teachers. So there's many different ways that teachers can kind of implement design for their lesson. Either using different materials, or maybe something that the students can hold in their hands. It all just depends. There's a broad spectrum of things that a teacher could do to change up the lesson or make it so that the students are able to learn. It just depends on what the students, how they learn best. Yeah, that's implementing dual language immersion.